So, do Jane and I get along? It was one of my goals for this summer to find out. It's hard not to be curious about a writer that managed to stay relevant for already hundreds of years and is still going strong. I started by reading Persuasion while working on a painting of a walk we did some time ago. It turned out to be very appropriate because the turning point of the story also takes place at the walk. I was so invested in the story that I was almost too nervous to read on the moment suprême, where two people could have their lives changed forever. I really enjoyed this book and decided to buy this big chunker. I love the ideas of having books in my home that I can reread at all times. If I'm ever not able to access books, I'm covered. And then I turned to Austen's most popular book, Pride and Prejudice. This book deserves every bit of praise it receives. It is so much more than just a romance, and I loved that it was light-hearted and profound at the same time. And above all, I loved the wittiness of the book. I especially enjoyed the dialogues with Mr. Bennet. He's maybe not a nice guy, but he's really funny. I also enjoyed going into the book without having ever heard an analysis and not reading it through someone else's filter. What I personally took from the book is that we are all imperfect human beings and that it's really okay as long as we acknowledge it and try to grow. The last book I read of Jane Austen was the Jane Austen Diet by Brian Kozlowski. I found this book very original and educational and also really entertaining. The author analyzes how Jane thought about health and happiness, how that was typical or not typical for the period, and how her views were surprisingly consistent with recent research. He really knows his Austens, and I think you have to have read or seen at least 2 Austen books to enjoy the references. I hope you enjoyed my little Jane Austen compilation. Have you ever read her, and what book of Jane Austen is your favorite? Let me know in the comments. Bye!